Today, I'm going to share with you an analogy that will help you be more successful in life and also on YouTube. I call it the rubber band theory of YouTube. Now, I want each and every one of you to know that you have the potential to be successful on YouTube, or to be more successful than you already are. But the thing is sometimes people in your life, they won't see your vision. They won't necessarily believe that you're going to be successful on YouTube. And they might see you, working really hard and releasing videos and not getting very many views. And they're like, why are you doing this? You're not making any money, you're not getting any views. But you know your potential. So if this finger, it represents you, and this finger represents someone that's important to you or the people in your life, and you put this rubber band like this. Now, this rubber band represents the tension in your relationship, hopefully healthy tension. Now, if this is you and you're standing firm in your belief that you can be successful on YouTube, and this person that's important to you, they don't see your vision. They don't necessarily know that you're going to be successful. And so they start pulling away. They're not really providing you with the support that you think you need, and they're not encouraging you. Maybe they don't believe in your vision. Now, what's instinctual when they pull away, because they aren't providing the support you think you need, what's instinctual is to move towards them and be like, hey, this is why I'm doing this. And you start to nag and you start to try to convince them and you're explaining. But when you do that, you're removing the tension in the rubber band. But if you stand firm in your belief that you will be successful on YouTube, what will happen is, as they pull away, they will create tension in the relationship. Now, for this tension to be healthy, you need to not be judging them. You need to understand that they don't believe that you're going to be successful because they don't have any evidence. They don't know that you're going to produce the results that you will eventually produce. And so, if you don't judge them and you just stand firm in your belief and you keep making videos and you keep trying to improve and you don't give up, what will happen is as they pull away, they will create tension. But as you don't do anything to justify this tension, and as you start to produce results, what will happen is they will spring back to you because they will see your example and they will be like, wow, and they'll start to see results and they'll start to realize that as they invest in you, that you will produce more results and that it will benefit them either directly or indirectly. And the people around us, they want us to succeed, usually. But they don't necessarily know that we're going to. And if we can resist that urge to convince people that we will be successful and instead believe in ourselves that we will, then we will produce so much more results than we normally would. So another application of this concept is when you want someone to change something. So what's instinctual to do is to start persuading the person why they need to change and to potentially nag them and try to encourage them and console them. But here's the thing, when you do that, you're following after them and you're removing that healthy tension in the relationship. So instead, if what you do is you stand firm in what you know is the right thing to be doing, and say, for example, it's two spouses and one spouse believes in the importance of exercise and a healthy diet, but the other spouse doesn't, then what you need to do if you're the healthy spouse is to continue being healthy. Keep eating healthy, keep exercising, don't judge the other spouse. Just stand firm and keep doing what you need to be doing, basically setting an example. And what will happen is as they pull away, they will create tension, which will make them feel uncomfortable because they'll see the results of what you're doing. You're being healthy, you're having more energy, you look better, you're losing weight, and they'll be like, wow, I want those results. And so as they create tension, they will be more likely to spring back to you and adopt your belief in the importance of exercise and eating healthy. And it all comes from seeing that example. And it's hard to fight that urge to, follow after them and to try to convince them. But when you do, you remove that tension. And so you interfere with that potential for change to happen in the relationship. And I know this is possible because I've had a hard time applying this concept, but I've also accidentally applied this concept and seen it at work. So it's very powerful. So the rubber band theory is also explained in the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. This book is literally amazing. I have read it multiple times and it always rings true. So often what will happen is you'll have, say, a woman who is very loving and she's loving her husband and she's supporting him and she's showering him with all this love and he appreciates it. But eventually the love starts to feel kind of overwhelming. And so what he'll do is he'll start to pull away because honestly he needs a break. And the hard part is she'll think something's wrong. So she'll try to pursue after him and be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And she's removing that healthy tension in the relationship. But if she stands firm in knowing that he just needs a break and he needs to temporarily pull away, then he will pull away against that rubber band. And as he takes a break and maybe hangs out with his friends or whatever, he will start to miss her and he will spring back to her. And while this can be hard because in the moment, you'll want to pursue after your spouse and be like, what's wrong? Let's fix it. But if you can give them the space that they need, that healthy tension will build and they will want to come back to you. But if they feel judged by you, then it won't be healthy tension. So you need to allow them the opportunity to do that and actually be okay with it. And when you do, they will come back to you. So this concept is also very powerful when it comes to religious beliefs or your moral and ethical code. Basically, if, for example, there are two people and one person believes something very specific, maybe their religious beliefs, they believe in them strongly, and this other person that's important to them doesn't believe. Now, it can feel very instinctual to come to that person and try to explain and persuade and try to console them into believing in what you believe. But here's the problem. When you do that, you're taking away that healthy tension like we talked about. But if you stand firm in your beliefs and you hold yourself to a high standard, basically what you want to do is you want to hold yourself to the highest standard, but then give everyone else as much grace as possible. And when you do this, you allow them to pull away because they don't necessarily see that your beliefs have merit. They don't necessarily know, they just don't believe or want to believe in what you do. But as they pull away, they create tension. And if you understand that not everybody's the same, we don't have the same experiences, we don't necessarily believe the same things, but when we allow people to believe what they believe and to, pull away in essence, if we stand firm and we don't judge them, we encourage them to spring back to us because they see our example. And if, for example, this person that's important to you sees you living your beliefs and see that it brings you good results, then they're going to be a lot more likely to come back to you and adopt your belief system. But if you nag them, you will immediately remove that healthy tension and it will cause them to pull farther and farther away from you until maybe the relationship doesn't exist anymore. And so this whole concept is about believing in your potential to, accomplish something or in your ability to do something, and as you stand firm, you will eventually produce the results that you are after. I've always felt like there is a huge connection between self-development content and being successful on YouTube. And so you guys can expect more self-development type videos and self-development concepts to be weaved within my YouTube growth videos, because as we grow as creators, we will notice that our channels will be more successful because our channels are a product of our skills, of our discipline, of our willingness to stick with YouTube. And if you can stick with something, you will eventually produce the results that you are after. Now, if you're having a hard time staying motivated on YouTube, then watch this video on the screen and I will see you over there in that video.